Hey everybody, welcome back to Give It a Try. I'm Jane, and I would like to apologize. It has been a while. I've been a little bit AWOL. Part of this has been pretty busy. I had a pretty busy life. But the real reason is I think I've had a little bit of angst about what direction I should take this show, a little bit of philosophical angst, right? I know that seems a little bit weird. I have all of 9 subscribers at this point. And I love every one of you, by the way, as to where I should take this show. But I was having that. I was wondering, exactly what should I do? Because I feel there's a lot of potential in this avenue of examining the entertainment products that have sprung up around the video gaming industry and video games. Because I think there's some great web series out there. There's some comedians who've sprung up who are just hilarious. There are commentators of video games that are a riot. And you don't have to be a video gamer to enjoy it. I'm proof positive. I'm not somebody who plays a lot of video games, but I definitely enjoy these products. However, I think it merits a little bit more reflection on my part as to exactly how I should package that. Because not a lot of people looking at it. It's kind of it's offbeat, but let's think about it a little bit. I'd like to return to my roots. It was sort of pointed out to me by my dear friends who are also my subscribers that this is a bit narrow, looking at Sky William. So I'm going to go back to a show, and I'd like to shout out at this point to Stefan, who recommended this show to me. This is Banshee. Now Stefan has a lot of stock with me because he is the friend who recommended True Detective to me, and that turned out to be one of the great loves of my life. I absolutely love that show. So, Banshee, what's my verdict on Banshee? Now, this is a show that's been around since 2013, so it's in its 2nd season. I've seen all of season 1, and I'm now in season 2. And I'm the kind of gal, I sort of like to get a show to get a few seasons under its belt, 4 or 5 at least. Before I start reviewing, but I thought, why not? I'll give this a try. Well, my verdict on this is that I'm still waiting, basically, to know what I think, because the show has a key weakness. It's very clear. There's a lot of strong acting. There's a lot of interesting. Some of the scripts are pretty interesting. It's hard charging action. If you like action, there's a ton of action in this show. But his one key weakness is it's just not that well put together. There's a lot of ingredients. You've got a whole lot of things going on. You got this guy, and I don't think I'm giving any spoilers away when I say he ends up masquerading as the sheriff. He takes the sheriff's identity, steals the identity of a sheriff, and he ends up being the sheriff in this tiny little town. But you've got a lot of extraordinary Americana elements, right? You got an Amish community and horses and buggies going around on one side. You got a kind of evil gangster who comes out of the Amish community on another, and then you've got a Native American community on the other, on the other end of the spectrum. You throw in some cross-dressers. You got this African American boxer who's really salt of the earth and sort of has had a lot of hard knocks and is a really good guy. So you have all these classic Americana elements in it. Some are kind of extraordinary, and I feel like the producers just kind of threw it all up in the air and they just kind of, waited to see where it was going to land, So it's definitely worth seeing, especially if you're on a road trip or something to Florida. You're not driving, you're in the back seat, you got your computer. Definitely download that before you go. Flip that computer open, watch the whole first season, binge watch. You can get a lot out of that. But if you're looking for a little bit more meat, and then when I say meat, we're talking about Game of Thrones, or Walking Dead, or of course True Detective, as I've already mentioned. You're really not at that level of show. This is just below that level of show. So my advice to you is, if you're thinking about watching Banshee, yeah, go ahead, give it a try, but do not expect too much from that show. Okay, guys, I've really enjoyed this. It is so good to be back. Shout out to my 2 new subscriber followers, Jeannie and Dorta. I'm not sure I can do this with everyone if I get a lot. But if not, hey, we'll remain the happy family, right? So love you guys, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.